Hello and welcome to episode I don't know of SideQuest featuring EpicDan22.
Hello.
Hey,
Welcome.
Mr. Epic.
I am now Mr. Epic, confirmed.
Perfect.
Please don't go into Dan's stream calling him Mr. Epic, or do. It might be funny, but
I'm
you know.
say don't do it. Epic Dan, can you introduce yourself just a little bit? Let people know who you are.
If you don't know who I am, my name is Daniel, Mr. Epic, or just Dan. But most people probably know me as just Epic Dan, 22. And I like to play a lot of video games. Sometimes it's a lot of Destiny. Sometimes it's a whole lot of other games as well.
Yeah,
and I just stream them all.
We had a conversation before the show started that you were thinking you're trying to decide whether you want to play a few shorter games this month or if you want to jump into the Breath of the Wild in preparation for Zelda. Was it Tears of the Kingdom that's coming out?
Tears of the Kingdom, yep.
Yeah. And that is a hard choice because RE4 is coming out. You said that you're looking forward to Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, that's out in April. Yeah.
Yep.
Those are hard choices you're making over there.
Either I play those or I play just Zelda for the next month.
Yeah.
And that's the struggle. So
yeah.
I don't know which one I want to go for though. I
don't have any good advice here.
I think I want to do Resident Evil because I feel like I can do Resident Evil. And
have you played Resident Evil 4 before?
I have not. That's also why I want to play it.
Because
I've never played it growing up.
Yeah.
The only Resident Evils I've played was 5, 6, and 7.
Okay.
Oh.
So all of the new ones, I've read about them. I knew about them growing up. But if I'm not mistaken, they were PlayStation exclusives, I think. I don't know.
Remember.
Well, no, the old ones. If they weren't, I just remember not playing them.
Oh, okay.
4
originally came out on the GameCube, and then it was ported over to the Wii, and it used the Wii remote to aim, which was the way to play. Oh, it's so fun. I played all the way through. That also would be why
I never had a GameCube.
Okay.
It was the only console I never had, and the only games I played on Wii U when I had it was Super Mario Maker. I was like obsessed with that game.
That game was awesome.
And Splatoon.
Okay.
And I guess Mario Kart. It's like Mario-based games. So I remember knowing about Resident Evil, but I never like gave it a shot, especially because growing up, I was able to get like 2-3 games a year.
Yes.
So one was always Halo. So I had to, that was it. That was my birthday game. Was always Halo. And then it was generally like Final Fantasy was the other game that like, okay, this is like my, what would I call it? I would call it my not my birthday present, but the present I would get for graduating to the next like grade. So I would be able to like, okay, I can get Final Fantasy this year.
That's a good choice too, because at least those games have a ton of hours.
Yeah, that's gonna last you all summer, right?
And then it would last me all summer, and then I would be ready to go back to Halo because Halo would always come out. I almost felt like Bungie at the time loved me more than other people because it always came out the week of my birthday. Nice. So I always knew, like every year when Halo came out, when 1, 2, and 3, I was like, okay, this is an easy birthday present. Just give me Halo, and then I'm set for the next year.
Yeah.
And then the third game would be like, it would depend. Sometimes it'd be like San Andreas or Vice City or whatever other game was out that year that like, I want to try this out. It was like my wild card game.
Yeah.
So I never got around to trying Resident Evil. And as I got older and as I like was able to just be my own person, buy my own games all the time, the first one I remember picking up was Resident Evil 5. And apparently I'm one of the only people, maybe not one of the only people. Apparently people don't like Resident Evil 5 a lot. And I loved it. And I was like, oh, okay. Well,
yeah, but if that's your first Resident Evil game,
it was my first one.
Then you don't have the expectations that were set by the previous.
I did not. So this is true, and I think that's why.
Yeah,
I think it is because Resident Evil 5 was just very different to the others. The others were like, even 4 was a bit of a step away from the very survival horror way of 1, 2, and
Mhm.
3.
Yeah.
But yeah, 5 was even more so like
It was an
action.
action game. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
actually, yeah. I also liked it being co-op, and I think that's also
It
why
was
I ended up
fun.
playing co-op, and I thought that was really cool.
You're not the first person I've had this conversation with about RE5, and for a long time I was like, "Oh, that's the worst Resident Evil. How can that be your favorite?" But I think you named it. It's like co-op, being able to play it co-op, and it was an action game, not a survival horror game.
I think that's why. I think because I remember playing 6 Raccoon City or whatever, and I was like, I don't like this one as much.
6 was also not great.
Yeah.
So, I'm 0 for 2 at this point. But then I played 7. So like though I've played pretty much all of them since then. And I was like, okay. But as far as I've been told, if I were to play any of the previous 4, I guess there's like a continuation of the story or whatever. I would want to play, I guess, 1, 2, 3 before I played 4. But I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't think
Since
it makes
there's
a
like
difference.
Jill and Chris and all that.
Yeah, it's not like the character development is some epic level. You know,
Okay.
I don't think you're gonna be feeling like you're missing out story wise. Like you might.
I
be a
also
little
was kind of
confused
messed up
on who
because of
this
the
Wesker guy
movies.
is.
Okay, I was gonna ask because I've watched the movies, and as far as I know, the movies have nothing to do with the games
no,
either.
you're all caught up. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, the
all right.
movies.
I came in at a really bad time, obviously, and a lot of my headcanon was from the movies, and I was like, "Where's Mila Jovovich's character? Like, isn't she like?" I had all that going into it, so I'm just all messed up apparently in that series. But I do want to play 4.
I will
But I don't
watch
know.
those movies anytime they're on TV. Like if I just like cross,
Oh yeah,
I see one, I'm like, especially the first one, which I think is a legitimately good movie. But like any of them, basically, I'm like, oh, Resident Evil, yeah, okay, I'll watch this.
See, I like the movies, so I'm one of those people, I guess, who I guess don't have as much investment in the series as other people do, and I guess I enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, every one I played was apparently the worst ones, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, I like them. So, but if I like these, apparently the first 4 must be amazing.
Yeah.
So
they did do a great job on the Resident Evil 2 remake. That one was really, really good.
I've watched a little bit of it, and I think that was the remake 2 was the one that made me want, okay, I might want to really try to check these out. And just wait for 4 when all of them out and just like binge all 4 of them or something.
Oh, that'd be great.
You could probably do that in a month. That'd be actually a fun month.
Can I do it in a month before Star Wars?
What day does Star Wars come out?
About a month from today, I think the 28th.
Yeah, you could definitely do it.
Yeah.
One of those games, like 10 hours a piece.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Even with all the survival, I don't have any ammo situation that those games have.
It depends how much of a scaredy cat you are. For me, it would probably be longer. I'm avoiding windows where dogs might jump out of.
Okay.
And the garden.
Maybe they're longer. I seem to remember being fairly short, but I could be wrong on that.
I don't have a lot of experience watching them, but every time I watch those older, I guess they're not old now, but the remakes, I always see somebody stuck in a room.
Yeah.
About either complaining about there's a guy coming and they have one shotgun shot and then they have one like torch or something.
Yeah.
And that seems to be the problem to like progressing is I can't go back to this room because I got to find whatever, but I have one bullet for like an hour. And I feel like that would cause a lot of issues for me because I tend to overcompensate on enemies too much.
Oh yeah, you got to just
in those kind of games. I will not. I know me. I would probably just like, boom.
You gotta just like juke them. Like, run to the left and like quickly do a spin move and turn to the right.
Oh man,
walk right by.
You gotta slash them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead Space has ruined me for that because I played Dead Space this year and I did the exact same thing.
Oh, you played the remake?
Yeah, I played the remake. I played it when it first came out way back in the day.
Okay.
And so I wanted to play it again, but you would think 12 years later I would learn my lesson. No. I would always use all my ammo and kill everything. And then I would get to an area where I have to just melee 40 times and run around a circle hoping that I kill them and then stomp and stomp and stomp. That's my issue. And I guess if I play those games, I probably should, learn not to do that.
Yeah, it's hard to resist. I'm kind of with you. It's hard to resist.
I think it's also because I don't know what's around the corner. That's probably the bigger issue. Yeah. It's like, I think this is okay. If I can kill this guy, maybe there's a thing around the corner with some ammo. And then instead there's like 2 more waves. I'm like, well, dang. I'm kind of screwed now. I wasted all the big guns way too early.
So I did something awesome last week. And I want to tell you about it. I had a second date with my trainer. Like a not training date. We went out.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Nice.
Did you dress up?
Yeah, sure. Guess what I wore, Watts? If you could imagine what I would have worn.
Definitely Crocs that don't look like Crocs. Or are they the ones that look like Crocs?
No, they don't look like Crocs.
Okay, yeah. Crocs.
The fancy ones.
Yeah, my going out to town Crocs.
Mm-hmm. Probably a black shirt of some kind.
That's a good guess.
The pants, I don't know if you even have legs, to be honest, at this point. It's been a while.
My family and I, for my birthday, went to an arcade. And it's like one of them like barcades, but it's not like a national chain. It's like a locally owned place. So I didn't really know what to think. And we went on a Saturday night. We got there around 7:00, and there was literally a line going out the door. You couldn't get in. Occupancy was full. You could not get in. It was so packed. An arcade. So I was a little bit disappointed. I was really looking forward to it, but we ended up going someplace else. There's an axe throwing place right next door, and that sounded fun too.
Oh,
that's not fun.
But my trainer and I ended up going the following Wednesday. So last week we went over to this place together, and we went like at 4:00 in the afternoon, and it was amazing. They have like. It was an arcade filled with all arcade machines from like the 80s and 90s, but they also had some newer stuff. Like if you sit at the bar, they'll hand you like Switch controllers. You can play like Mario Kart while you're sipping on a beer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they had this like 4-player Pac-Man thing. It was like competitive Pac-Man where it's like a table and you're all sitting around it, and the goal is like the maze changes every time somebody gets eaten. But every time you get a power pill, you go chase your friends down and try and eat the other Pac-Men who are played by your friends. And everybody's got like a different color Pac-Man. It was super fun. I think that might have been my favorite game. They had like, we played some Street Fighter, which was very fun. I won the Street Fighter. I got my butt kicked at, I can't remember the name of the game. We played some DDR. We played some Guitar Hero.
Oh.
They had Power Stone. Are you familiar with Power Stone?
Power Stone.
Yeah, they had a Power Stone arcade machine, which I didn't even know existed. I, of course, played Wang Tang because, of course, I did.
Obviously.
I remember Briar's stream where he was playing it, saying Wang Tang.
It was a magical experience, and plus there was beer. Did I tell you there was beer there? There was beer there. I'm telling you,
perfect combo.
It's lucky this place isn't closer to me. It was so fun to go and play all those old games, but also to see that it was busy and thriving. Like it was so busy on a Saturday, I couldn't get in. That's amazing. Like that's really cool.
Wow.
I mean, for sure. If I'm nearby and I'm like, guys, let's go out at the weekend, that's the bar I'm gonna choose where you can go and like have fun with your friends and drink.
Right. And it's a totally different vibe to something like a Dave & Buster's, which is filled with like screaming snot-nosed kids.
Oh yeah.
Got to fight Jimmy for the fighting sticks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And it probably had better food than Dave & Buster's too, right?
No food, but they did have like food trucks outside. So you can
okay. Well, there you go.
You
food trucks, yeah.
Yeah. Just beer. But yeah, I mean, it was the best adult date I've had since before I was married.
Sounds like a blast, and it also sounds like we should play Pac-Man versus with you, Briar. So
it
we
is
can
so
finally eat
that
you.
sounds really good. Yeah.
Oh, have you heard of this game?
No, but it sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, okay.
Pac-Man versus,
where you get to finally eat Briar.
Yes. Yeah. You won't eat me.
Dream come true.
I trained while you were playing Destiny. I was training on the joystick.
Oh, okay. You got a leg up. I got you.
Yeah, that game is hella fun because it's Pac-Man, which is fun by itself, but being able to like, everybody's trying to like focus on getting the power pellet, the one that makes you,
like can eat
usually
people.
eat ghosts, right? But now you get to go eat your friends, and that is, as
See,
Watts
and
is
you
aware,
wonder why.
super
You
fun.
wonder why we have continued this joke with Briar when he's like, you know what? Eating your friends is fun. Never mind. I get
Turns
it.
out you were right the whole time.
I checked out a game that checked it out last night just for a little bit because I received this email a while ago, and it was like, do you like Papers, Please? We know you do because we've seen you love Papers, Please. Well, how about new Papers, Please? That's like 3D and stuff. So it's called Contraband Police.
Is it made by the same people?
No, I do not think so. Or I don't think so. I'm not totally sure, but I don't think so. And it's a similar type of thing of Papers, Please, where people are coming. If you don't know what Papers, Please is, they come to the border, they give you their papers, and you're essentially trying to like check their date of birth, their picture, their passport expiration date, all of that stuff.
But you're working for like an awful government, like an authoritarian government, and like you're living in squalor, and all these people are living in squalor.
Yes.
Like the vibe is hella bad.
It's bad. And honestly, that's what makes Papers, Please, I think, be a little bit better than Contraband Police. Because Papers, Please, you have these decisions where someone needs to come in, they're like, my family's going to be killed. Please let me in. And you're like, if I let you in, I might not be able to afford medication for my dying child.
Right. That's the hard part about it, right?
Yeah, you have to. It forces you to make these hard. It forces you to make hard decisions. You're not rolling in cash and like, sure, buddy, get in there. I don't care. I'm rich.
You're not high up on the totem pole of this government.
No, you were not. So yeah, that's the kind of beauty of Papers, Please. But it does get very complicated where you end up having so many things to check that you can't fit it all on the table. So it can end up being a little overwhelming for people. And Contraband Police is a little bit more simple. So you have the papers that you have to check, but you also can physically check their car. So you can tell them to get out. You can check inside the car. You can like check off all of the things that they're bringing in to see if it matches their paperwork. And you will see if they have drugs or weapons in there, then you can arrest them. And because it's a 3D game, well, you
you can go watch your way. We're keeping these though.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you could do that. You can. So what you can do, Briar, is it's like a legal way of dealing with the drugs, though, which you might not like. But you can take it to the police and sell them, and you get money for it.
You sell it to the police? That doesn't sound legal. I don't know what's
you
legal
get money.
out there
You get money for turning in the drugs. They're probably like, "Thank God, someone's bringing in the drugs. We'll give you money." Normally,
does
people
that give you more money to let more people in?
That sounds like when I was a resident assistant at college.
You can accept bribes as well. Yeah, you can accept bribes. They will like just hold the money in their hand and be like, come on. You can look at it and you're like,
all right. You look okay to me.
So it's really like not exactly the same as Papers, Please, but it's got the whole vibe. It's the same game, but it's been taken to 3D. You can drive around in the world. You can you take the prisoners who you've arrested and you actually drive them to labor camp, of course, because it's a terrible country. And you take the contraband to the police station, and then you can go and drive to the store to buy more ammo and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been really fun. I think it's pretty short, but it's gotten really good reviews. And Papers, Please obviously came out a very long time ago. So if you've been wanting that itch, it's a good one.
Yeah, if you want to feel like hell.
There's another I did play Papers, Please, and I felt that way. So I mean, there were times when I played Paper Please that I felt a little bit uncomfortable, but maybe in 3D it won't be as bad.
Yeah. If it's more immersive and realistic, it probably easier to deal with.
There is less of a. So it's still like a a communist country and people are trying to like bring democracy and you're trying to like arrest them if they're doing that, or you can join them. So there's still
Ooh,
that.
that's
But there's a
cool.
lot
That's new.
there's a lot less of like my children are dying at home. I can't afford electricity.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have that.
Glad they cut that part of it
wager
out.
with.
Yeah. I mean, that's what made Papers, Please, right? Was like
It
this-
is. It
you're
does,
trying to do
yeah.
the right thing by these people who are at the border, but you're also trying to like, provide for your family in this like awful situation. That
Exactly.
like try to balance those two. It never felt like you could make a good decision in that game.
It really didn't, and I think it's something that I didn't realize how good it was about Papers, Please until I played Contraband Police, and I was like, that kind of intensity and the decision making just isn't really there in Contraband Police compared to Papers, Please. Because yeah, it's you never felt like you had a handle and you were stable. You were always like, well, we could go without heat, so I could give you medicine. But then that makes your other members of your family sick. So it never felt like you truly were stable and had a grip on what was going on. Never.
No. I don't think I ever saw an ending for that game. Did you guys ever see an ending for Papers, Please?
I saw an ending. Yeah.
Yeah, was it-
Yeah.
Was it cheery and like you got yourself?
There's a
into-
there's a bunch of different endings. I think the one that is the most common is like your whole family dies and you manage to escape. And that's like
That sounds
that's
right.
it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I think there are good endings. I don't know what the hell kind of magic you have to do to get them.
Yeah. I don't think I could ever play it long enough to get to an ending. It's just like, I'm going to go take a nap. This is awful. I'm going to go drink.
But check out Contraband Police. It's an indie game. It's
I
really
will.
fun.
Is that on Steam?
It is on Steam and it came out this month, earliest month, March
Oh,
8th.
okay.
So it's still pretty new.
I will check that out. How long is it? I assume it's like a kind of like a round based thing where you play through it multiple times.
Yeah, I think because you can make different decisions, so I assume that there's like different kind of branches of the story.
Okay.
Oh.
But it is fun getting in someone's car and pulling out your flashlight and being like, "Where's the drugs?"
Where's the drugs? I'm going to find these. And then I'm going to share them with my friends.
And you can shoot guns.
You just shoot?
Yeah, you can shoot because sometimes the bad guys, like you'll be transporting the prisoners to labor camp, and they're like, "I want to save my friends," so you have to get out and shoot them, and you get money when you shoot them.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like a bonus.
Yeah.
Hey, how many bad guys to shoot this week?
Yeah.
7.
No, it's like a bonus.
Nice. Here's 70 cents.
You know what else these people made? They made Beer Factory.
Oh,
So
that sounds
Briar,
Beer
these
Factory.
might be your people.
So, did you guys happen to download the Diablo 4 beta this weekend?
I
did not. No.
I did, but did not play any of it because the Street Fighter 6 there was a Street Fighter 6 tournament on Twitch. It was at PAX East this weekend. Which is
Oh right, yeah.
in
Mhm.
Boston. So I was watching that and played Street Fighter all fucking weekend. Because that's the kind of idiot I am. And the beta apparently went away today, and I never got a chance to play it, even though I downloaded it.
They're gonna do another beta, aren't they? Probably
I
closer.
hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so, because they're giving like you got a backpack if you play the beta or something.
Oh.
I just haven't had any
Wow.
time. Well, I also don't have a ton of space on my computer because my computer is dead. So I'm using
any
my.
any updates on the computer issue?
So, if you guys don't know, my computer is playing Destiny, blue screened. It's like, sometimes this happens and it's fine. Like, there's a bunch of things, easy fixes for
Yeah.
blue screen. So throughout the week, we went through basically every possible fix that you can think of, until we got to it's either the motherboard or the CPU.
Mm-hmm.
So at home, we don't have a way to individually test which one it is. So we found a local family-owned business computer repair store.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And we took the computer there and they're running tests on the CPU and the motherboard to see which one it is. So they're going to be calling me today.
Test. All you
Okay.
got to do is plug it into take a CPU, plug it into another motherboard, and if it works, then you know it's the motherboard. If it doesn't work, you know it's the CPU.
Yep.
Okay.
that requires you to have a motherboard and a CPU.
Right.
Extra.
Which they can do
Yeah.
because they are like have
They can do,
inventory. It's very difficult to do like as like a person unless you just have like mad extra PC parts like, hanging around.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's and you don't want to like contact the place that you bought it from and go through that whole process of them sending you a new motherboard and new CPU or whatever, because who knows what's it gonna be? I don't know.
That's what
Might
happened
take
to me
forever.
when I had I bought a new PC last year to get a new video card because that's the state of the world.
Yeah.
And when they sent it to me, the motherboard was actually broken. It was actually warped. Like
Oh Jesus.
yeah, physically
Wow.
warped. So I was having problems with it. I was like, what's going on here? And I like kind of looked at it a little closer. I'm like, oh, this motherboard is kind of messed up. So I had to send the PC back to them. They would not let me just send the motherboard back. I had to send the whole PC back, which fucking sucked because all I wanted was the video card in the first place.
Yeah.
Really. But whatever.
Oh, that's just hot off the presses breaking news. They tried to call me. They couldn't call because I'm doing a podcast.
Uh-huh.
And they emailed me saying that the CPU is what's wrong. Swapped it out, ran some tests, all works in our store stuff.
Well, that's good
So,
news.
Well, there you
It's
go.
the
Yeah.
CPU.
Yeah.
Cool.
That'll be a relief to get that back. Do they have stock on the CPU? Well, they must. They had one to try it with.
They do. I could probably get Intel to send me one.
Oh.
Because it's only been a month and a half
Yeah.
since we
Oh,
bought
yeah.
it. So we'll probably go that route because the
Yeah.
CPU is expensive.
That should be under warranty for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good news.
Yay. You
Yeah,
know, the bad
really
news
good.
is I don't know if my save for Wild Heart still exists on that computer. So I might have to start all over again.
Oh.
Oh no.
Why would it not exist?
Well, I don't know what's going on with that computer.
Oh.
I just have no idea.
Well,
So we'll see. Hopefully it's still there.
Hopefully.
If not, it'll be a fun stream of how fast can I rush to endgame. Let's see how fast I can go.
So I woke up on Friday, and one of my
Mhm.
kids comes over to me. Looks like he's like literally having like withdrawal from crack. Like he's all like pale and sweating, and his like, his hands are doing this. I'm like,
Jeez.
what's wrong? He's like, the Wi-Fi's down. I'm like, oh, okay, this makes sense now. It all adds up. So I go downstairs and you reset the router. You plug it in or unplug it, plug it in again. Usually
Yeah.
that fixes it, right? I don't know why you still got to do this in 2023 with routers. Like, I don't understand why these things still fucking suck in 2023. Like, come on, guys. Like, we've been making these for a long ass time now. Can't we get them all fixed up here? But usually that works. It didn't work. So then I
Oh.
went to the modem, right? I unplugged the modem, plug that back in. That's level 2
useful.
tech support, but
Mhm.
often it gets you there. That didn't work either. So I was like, oh shit. So I spent the next like 3 hours trying to figure out why I've got no internet. I have one of those mesh systems. There's a Wi-Fi mesh system where you have like one main router and then you have like these little bricks around the house that kind of like repeat the signal out.
Yeah.
So I have that. And it's kind of the only way I can get like Wi-Fi to all the rooms of the house. Otherwise, it's like really bad in my office, in the kids' bedrooms, and in my bedroom. It's like real bad in my bedroom, especially. So I have to have these mesh systems. So I'm like, well, I'm sure these are cheaper now than the last time I bought it. And I start shopping around, right? $400 like minimum.
Oh my god.
I was like, are you kidding me? Like, these things break every like 2-3 years, and you want me to spend $400 on? What are you putting in these things? The answer is
maybe they don't break.
garbage.
Fire. Maybe these ones don't break.
So I got super lucky. I had the Netgear Orbi, which is like that mesh system. And Netgear makes the Nighthawk version of that. You guys know the Nighthawk router.
Yeah.
It's usually like the kind of like gaming branded.
Yeah.
And it was on sale. It's $200 off at Best Buy. And they had one in stock at my Best Buy. Like, my kids are going to literally like die of internet addiction if I don't get this thing fixed today. So basically all my fixes were, what is at Best Buy? That is what I can buy today. So I go over there and I buy this thing. It was $200. It was $200 off, so it was like 50%. But it's still $200 for Wi-Fi in 2023. Like,
That's insane.
I think I was paying like $70 for Wi-Fi in like 2004. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, why? How is this like so exponentially more expensive, but still sucks so bad? Dan,
Well, that's
answer the
world,
question.
honestly.
Questions that need answered ASAP.
I feel like that's everything. Everything is more expensive and sucks.
Yeah, that's true.
Did eggs get any better? Huh? Are they better?
No, but they cost
Are
5 times as much. Milk, that's twice as much.
Man, nothing's gone better.
Man, Wi-Fi though, like seriously, it is 0% better than it used to be. And they claim it's better, but in actuality, it's not any better. You still like, if anything important, you still plug in with a wire, right?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always go wired.
All right. I'm sorry, I'm upset.
That's reasonable. That's reasonable to be upset.
Oh, and then I got the new Nighthawk router home. This thing is exactly the same as the Netgear Orbi, but it's just in a black box. Like the app that you use to configure it on your phone, exactly the same app.
Oh.
Like, as far as I'm concerned, it's exactly the same thing. It's just in a black box instead of like a white tube.
That makes it gamer though.
That's true. It does.
So
Yeah, it's the choice for gamers.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
Aesthetically, the wife approval factor was low. Like, what is this ugly black thing?
pretty sure isn't that the one with all the antennas on the back too? To look like it's about to fly off like a drone.
Some of the Netgear,
We have one of those Nighthawks. That
Nighthawk.
has
Yeah.
many antennas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks a little like Spider, an upside down spider.
yeah.
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 The one I have doesn't have all those antennas.
Well, that's the
So
problem, Briar. You
That's
need
why
more
you got
antennas.
50 off. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is like one of those mesh systems, right? So they don't make the one with the crazy antennas in the mesh because it doesn't go far enough.
Maybe they should.
Yeah. Do you guys have Sonos speakers? Do you know what Sonos speakers are?
I
have
know
Atmos.
Sonos.
What did you say, Watts? I didn't hear you.
We have Atmos.
Atmos?
Atmos. Yeah.
So Sonos speakers are like these like remote. They're like Wi-Fi speakers, and they all sync up, so you can be playing like the same song all around the house, or same album all around the house. So you like walk from room to room, and it's just playing. But you don't have to like wire your house like some kind of crazy person to get it to work. It's just it's like Wi-Fi. But if your Wi-Fi in your house isn't good, those things just give you tons of trouble, and that's one of the reasons I like to have like the mesh system is because it like kind of expands my reach for the Sonos without like skipping music and stuff. If you don't have Sonos though, actually, like heads up on Sonos, it just makes your house nicer. It's just you always got music playing all around the house. It's just nice.
That is nice.
Yeah.
I used to sell Sonos back in the day when I was at Best Buy. Yeah, and I would always sell them. And I would have people come back a lot of times with an issue like yours. Not really, but they would come back and they would complain about the quality of the connection.
Yeah.
And they would have it by their pool or something.
Yeah.
And they'll have it like, for their pool, for their parties. But their internet would be inside the house and by the front door. And they would complain, why does my wireless Sonos not work? And I'm like,
tell me, give me that back. You don't deserve this.
You gotta have like better wireless wireless for this thing. If you had it better, they work better. They're fantastic though.
Yeah, these are people who use like the words
cool.
Wi-Fi and internet and like cellular. They think it's all the same thing. They don't
all
know
the same thing. Yep.
Just like it's all just a mystery.
They just call it all the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean it's magical if it's working, but I set it up at my mother's house and I've had quite a few tech support calls because of that.
I'm sure.
I actually switched her over to the Apple speakers,
What is it? The HomeKit or whatever?
Yeah,
Apple Home?
I can't remember what they're called, but they just released a new one too. So I got her one of those, but she likes those because she can talk to it, and
Okay.
That works out pretty good. She could just say, play the Beatles, and it just plays the Beatles. HomePod. Thank you.
I do like talking to robots. I'm always, when I'm in my car, I'm like, what am I supposed to do if I can't tell robot lady to do something? I have to do it. She turns on my lights, all the lights.
I'm too
Turns
scared
on
that
TV,
they're tracking me.
PlayStation. Briar, you are being tracked.
I know.
Right now.
Yeah.
You have an iPhone with Siri. You're being tracked.
I am literally talking on the internet.
You know, hey, think of it this way. If something terrible happens in your home,
Yeah.
the robots can tell the cops what happened.
Yep.
My only consoling thought will be that the robots died in the fire and I lived. I single-handedly stopped Judgment Day.
They're gonna catch your robbers, Brian. They're gonna catch them.
They're not gonna do shit. They're gonna be like, "Oh, did you want to hear some Bon Jovi?"
They're listening. They're always listening. They just don't, you save it, apparently. Unless the cops ask for it. Then
No. Oh, and then like if you live in a bad state, like if it's tracking your cycle, then like they could use that against you in a court of law to prove that you got an abortion, which is fucking a whole new level of terrifying. The
true.
police are
Yeah.
now looking up people's Facebook metadata and using it against them to put them up for murder charges if they got an abortion.
That is correct.
This is the dystopia. We are here.
Yeah,
We've-
America's real
We
bad.
built it
I don't know
ourselves. We
what's
paid
going on
for
at
it.
the moment. Moving to our Stotska ain't so bad. Now I'm looking at America.
Right?
Maybe I do want to live there. Maybe I want to be a border patrol agent looking at people's papers.
Papers, please.
There you go. Yeah.
Very
bad.
When's your menstrual cycle start, miss?
I've been playing a game.
Oh,
A lot.
video games.
Right.
Yeah.
You might be disappointed in me.
Uh-oh.
Or proud of me. It's called Nikke, Goddess of Victory.
Okay. Is there?
I want you to Google. We'll go on YouTube and do Nikke gameplay.
Okay. How do you spell Nikke?
Nikke.
Let's see how fast I can mute this video.
It's legal.
Goddess
And-
of Victory. Okay.
That is correct. They are goddesses of victory.
I got an ad.
How do you still have ads in?
Because I'm logged into the
2023?
DCP account.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
I'm not paying for whatever YouTube special.
This is not what I expected.
This is exactly what I expected.
So the story
Oh, look
with
at
me,
when they lean over to shoot their guns, you can see the crack in their ass.
yeah. So not the whole point, but a big point is that you see big booties jiggling when they're
Oh.
fighting.
Sure do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all you had to say.
Yeah.
How do I
that-
download this?
Is this a gacha game?
It is a gotcha game. And my story with this game. So I heard about it and it was a meme for a while because people are like, "What is this gameplay? It's literally just booties jiggling. What is
Yeah.
going on?" And then I saw when I went on my Twitch bounty board. So if you guys aren't familiar with bounty boards, there are companies that have a budget that push certain sponsorships to your bounty board, and you can accept them whenever you want. And I saw Nikke, Goddess of Victory, on the bounty board, and I'm like, isn't that the meme booty shaking gotcha game? Looked it up. I was like, yes, it is. They were sponsoring people to play the game for an hour on Twitch. So I was like, well, that answers the question of if you
Can't
can
do.
play it on Twitch. So I ended up being like, you know what? One night I was on the couch. I was like, I'm really tired. I can't be bothered to get up and get the Steam Deck. I'm just going to download this game and see what's up. And now here I
Can't
am.
get up and get the Steam Deck. I'm too tired.
So now here I am. I've been playing Nikke. Surprisingly, you get a lot for free. There's a lot to do every day. I was actually really impressed with that. And for some reason, it's got the best English voice acting I've ever heard.
Really?
And the characters are really good. And the story's really dark and interesting. So I can say I'm in it for the story. I am. I'm here for the story.
In it for the plot.
I am. It's true.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I think this is awesome, and I fully support it. The only thing is, while I'm watching
I'm
this
all for it.
gameplay,
Yeah.
there's this one girl all the way on the right hand side. She's wearing like a hoodie and
Yep.
short shorts, and
Yeah,
she looks
yeah.
like she's 11 years old. But she's
Her booty ain't shaking though.
okay. All right,
That's true.
you're on the
Her
edge
booty
here.
There's some characters with like there's a girl who some of the younger characters they even don't let the younger characters drink alcohol, Briar.
Well,
They
that's
specifically
smart.
say. So that's good. Also, they're not human. That doesn't make a difference though.
That doesn't make a
but
difference when
I know it
you
doesn't.
look like a human. It doesn't matter if
I
you
know,
call
it
yourself a
doesn't matter.
5,000-year-old demon. If you're still
does not.
sexualizing what looks like an 11-year-old girl, I'm against it.
That is true. And the
Same.
thing that is when you play the game, so you see all this stuff about like, oh yeah, those big booties jiggling, and of course there are other characters that have that, but I would say most of the characters that I use, they either have long hair that's covering their butt, or they have a long jacket.
Against that.
There's a lot of characters that don't have the butt out, and yeah, so far I haven't seen any younger characters that have the jiggle going on. So safe.
This game is hilarious. It's a phone game?
Phone and PC. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Cross save.
Cross save too. Wow.
Cross save.
Man.
Yeah.
Is there like a story? Like,
Yeah.
can you finish a gacha game? Is that like possible?
Well, they keep adding to the story.
Yeah.
So I guess probably not.
Okay. It's like Destiny. You're never gonna.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the mob.
Pretty much.
Once you're in, you're never getting out.
Yeah. Yeah. They keep adding storylines. So,
Okay.
but I've genuinely I sat there and played for like 5 hours after I downloaded it.
Dan is transfixed by this gameplay. I can see.
Huh?
And if you guys know anything about anime, they had a crossover with Chainsaw Man recently.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm downloading.
Yep. Yep. So it's I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed the characters. I know it sounds like I'm lying. I'm not. I've really enjoyed the characters in the story. It's been really fun. I like
The
them a lot.
combat looks really cool. I can't even lie.
The combat is actually pretty fun. They have an auto so you can't just have it
Oh, they're
do
shooting
auto.
at stuff. I didn't actually see that they're holding guns.
They are. It's a cover-based shooter, Briar. Thank you.
Cover being the operative word. Or lack thereof.
So there's no shame breaking here, Briar. So you're safe.
No shame break.
No shame breaking. Because they do not care about shamefully just being like, yeah, listen, there's butts.
Yeah.
There's butts. But yeah, it's very weird. They have really good voice acting.
All right, I'm gonna have to check this out. Do you have a home theater PC? Is that how you played it on the couch?
No, you get it on the App Store, or you
you're
can
playing on
just
your phone
get
on
the
the couch.
PC client. Yeah.
Okay. I was curious on your.
What is the optimal setup for this game?
Yeah.
Yeah. How can I?
Have you played on PC? Do you aim with a mouse?
I have. Yeah.
Okay.
It feels really good on PC because you are obviously more precise with it. So there's when you enter a fight, it'll tell you the power level of the fight compared to you. And on PC, I feel like I can, if it's a little bit stronger, I can be okay because I can manage to aim at the right enemy to get the clear, and I can aim better.
Okay.
It's been great. I've had a blast. We have a union on there, which is like a guild, or and it's called Lamb. So join there.
Workers unite. Dan, do you play any mobile games?
Probably this one.
Do
The only one I play like consistently is Yu-Gi-Oh! The Duel Master one.
Okay.
There's a mobile game. Well, I guess it's also on PC, but there's a mobile version of the card-based game. I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan, so I can like play. I build like my own deck and like all of the monster cards and stuff, and then you can play the campaign, which is not really much of a campaign. It's literally just here's a no-named enemy, go fight them. Here's a no-named enemy, go fight them. And each one just has a higher level. But the big parts are you get to. It feels like I'm playing online, but I don't know if these are real people. But there's a arena mode where you can go in and play against other people with like their own decks, and it gives me my Yu-Gi-Oh fix. I generally play like an hour here, an hour there, or something. But it's the only mobile game I've kept up with for years. Other ones I'll play occasionally. I'll pick them up and then just instantly uninstall or just forget about it. But the only one I've played for years, I guess, yeah, the only one I play for years is Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't really consider Pokemon Go anymore because that phase is kind of over. Yeah,
I was super into it. Yeah,
I think we all were super addicted to it for a little while when it first came out.
Yeah.
But the only one I still play since that era is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Masters one. And then sometimes I'll just play on PC. And it looks really good on PC. But most of the time I just play with it on mobile.
you know, Holtzman is still really into Pokemon Go.
Is he?
Really?
Yeah, we were doing a raid one night, and he's like, "Oh, I can't do another one. It's Pokemon Go Community Day tomorrow, and I gotta get up."
Oh, okay. This guy's
Honestly, it's a good mobile game to be into. It's all about getting out there and walking around.
Walking,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, I do photography on the weekends, which is like often like standing in fields, taking pictures. And it was perfect for that because I was always in like a new location every weekend, and I'd be like walking around a field somewhere trying to catch a Pokemon. It was awesome.
Then you hear someone scream Snorlax, and you're like, "Oh, gotta go!"
I used to play. Do you guys remember Field Runners for the iPhone and iPad? This is an old game now.
Field Runners.
It was like
sounds
a
familiar.
tower defense game where you have like a map, like a field, and you got to like put all your like defensive like missiles and guns and stuff, and you'd kind of like try and snake the enemies through because they'd all come through at once, and if they got to the end, you died. It was tower defense. It was I played that ton out of that. But now every game for phones, it's like you got to pay for a subscription. It's got like a pass, a monthly pass. Like it's not just like a regular ass video game that you pay for. Like
it's true.
Angry Birds.
It ain't Snake anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Angry Birds was like super fun. You bought it for like $4 and you got, tons of play out of it. But now it's like there's a season pass for it and there's like currency inside of it and all this other shit. It's like I don't know. I find it to be all just disgusting, honestly.
I don't know about. I think the only reason I feel like I have a bone to pick with mobile games.
Yeah.
And it might just be me.
No, it's not.
And it's definitely a marketing thing, a smart marketing thing. And I don't know if anyone else has seen this or felt this way, then feel free to let me know. I notice a lot of advertising around mobile games will either do one or two things. It will show a version of the game that looks really, 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 really cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you download it and none of that gameplay is in it.
Correct.
Okay.
But they did whatever to make it look really cool. And the other thing, and I've seen a lot, and it's gotten me a few times, but like they will have a mobile game and the person playing it will play god awful. Very, very awful. Which is smart because then it will make my brain say, this person is dumb. Let me download it and show you how to play it. And then I play it, and then I get hit with an ad every time I play, like every level, 2 or 3 ads and 2 or 3 videos, and then the gameplay is not even close to what the advertising is. And I just wish we'd go back to, like you said, I wish we'd just go back to just a mobile game just being a quick download and then just let me play.
Yeah.
I miss those days.
It's fucked up.
But it's just
the games I
worse.
bought back when that was the case, I can't even play anymore because they don't work on modern versions of iOS.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's
true.
true.
I bought
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2 way back when. I was like, oh my God, I can play Street Fighter on my phone. This is the future. And I can't even play it anymore. I'm sad
Yep.
about it.
When people show off like big games, when we're watching E3 or you're watching Game Awards or whatever it might be, and they'll show this really awesome what you think is gameplay in the world and everything, and then it's just like a turn-based
Oh yeah.
camera pulled all the way back,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I can't even see the cool characters, man. I was
Yeah.
so excited, and they
Yeah.
make the coolest characters too.
Yeah.
Just rubbing it in.
I hate that too, Watts. That drives me crazy.
Yep.
It's like, oh man, this trailer looks dope. It's it's all like pre-rendered CG, and then they finally get to the gameplay, if they show the gameplay at all.
If they do, yeah.
They'll show up for a quick second if you miss
like
it.
some, like,
and then you're like, oh,
like strategy game or something. You're
Mhm.
like, wah, wah. It's for smart people, not for me. Oh, that we should talk about our sponsor, Raid's Shadow Legends.
They do pay the big bucks, I've heard.
Is that the
do,
name?
yeah, I
I
hear.
forgot actually. Is it
Raid
Raid
Shadow
Shadow-
Legends, yep.
It's baked into your core memory, Brian.
Yeah. So many
Never
YouTube
truly
videos
forget.
I've watched where they've been talking about it. I will tell you,
There's a reason though.
I always am skipping forward in YouTube videos, but nothing makes me skip faster than when a YouTuber has like a long ass intro with like something like animation right going on. You know what I mean? You ever see that? Like a YouTuber, and
Yeah.
they got like a 20-second animation before every video, with especially if it's like a loud song. Like, yo, motherfucker, I'm wearing earphones. That sucks. Don't do that. I just wanted to know how to fix my computer.
I've heard people now being like, don't have an intro at all, because in the world that we're in with people watching short form videos,
Yeah.
the attention spans are so much shorter that even if you say like, hello and welcome to, blah, 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 you just want to say, hi guys, boom.
Yeah. Give me the
Maybe
content.
not even a hi guys.
Yeah.
Just
I
right away.
100% agree with that, because first of all, I am hitting that 10-second skip button constantly when I'm watching YouTube videos. And like, if I got to hit it too many times, it's like, is it worth it for me to just like rerun this search and find a better video? Because this guy is just roading on. But yeah, like or even if I'm a subscriber, like, and you've got like a long intro, even if it's like a short one, if it's like 5 seconds long, it's like, I've seen this now 100 times. I'm over it. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that. Oh, you paid somebody to make this cool ass animation, but it's like, I like all your videos, but ditch the animation. It's boring.
So just 5 seconds alone, it's just not. It's just too long.
5 seconds times 100. Now we're up to 500 seconds. Are you gonna give me that 500 seconds back?
What's your perfect, if you load up a YouTube video, what's the perfect way for them to just start it, Bri?
Just start
Do
talking
you want
about
a
the
hello?
topic.
Okay. So if
Yeah.
it's like a Destiny weapon review, how do they start it?
Dado is good at this, right? He just
Okay.
busts into it. There's no hello. We all know what you're here for. You saw the thumbnail.
It's Immortal SMG. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, that was a very good Dado impression.
That was really good.
You nailed it. But like, and then like, you can hit me with a like, please like and subscribe. Once we're into it, but don't lead off with the like and subscribe shit.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
My next video, I'm going to literally do everything I'm talking about. Like a 20-second intro, and then not talk about. I made a loot box video one time. I got this company called Loot Box sent me like one of those, like blind boxes, and I had made a 30-minute video where I never opened the box.
That's kind of genius. Though.
Yeah, I washed the car. I went shopping. I never actually opened the box. I should make a part 2.
You should.
Just have part 2 of you going to the arcade and just having beers and just
Yeah.
playing arcade games.
That would probably do well. That company never called me back, weirdly enough.
Can't
They didn't
imagine
want
why.
They didn't want a second video, bro.
I mean, I thought it was. I was building anticipation up.
Maybe they went to the website more to be like, what the hell is in this stupid box? Now I need to go to the box.
What else do we want to talk about? Anybody play anything else?
Well, yeah, I got to talk about Wolong, but that's
yeah.
over now. It's old news. Dan, you
okay.
take it away.
I have been the preacher to the high ends about Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh, interesting.
If you haven't
hated
played
this.
Hi-Fi
Oh, you guys are
Rush,
about to have an
We're
argument.
gonna have a fight.
I'm
Let's
gonna
do
go.
it. It'll be our first.
I want to
Go,
hear it.
go,
I want to hear
go.
it. I want to hear it. Because I played Hi-Fi Rush when it came out,
Yeah,
and I absolutely fell in love with it.
yeah,
But I could understand some people not liking it because of it being a rhythmic-based action game.
yeah.
And I definitely understand if you are not, because I've had people ask would I recommend it to anyone, and I was like no, because unlike other action games like Bayonetta or Devil May Cry, which it takes inspiration from, if you can't catch the rhythm, then you're not going to do well. But if you can catch the rhythm of the music that's playing, then it's kind of easy. Because if you hit on beat, you get like damage multipliers, you get like stun multipliers, and all this other stuff. But I've seen people play it and they just for some reason just can't flow with the music. But there's almost an art to it. But I absolutely loved it through and through. And I was like, this is my game of the year right now, which is early.
Wow.
We're only 3 months in, and there's going to be other stuff. But I was like, I'm putting my name in now to say this is at least a Game of the Year nomination. It might not win because we got Spider-Man, we got
It's got a lot of support.
Zelda and stuff.
People love this game, like really love it. So it's got a lot of support.
I only picked it up because
Free on Game Pass.
I didn't even know when I bought it I bought it on Steam, but I didn't even know it was on Game Pass. I just saw the you open Steam and you get the little like notification tab that shows like a lot of games that just came out.
Yeah.
And it was like on sale for like $28. It was like a $2, like 10% off a couple days when it first came out. And I was like, I need something to play for a couple days. Because I had played it right after Dead Space and Forspoken. And I was like, I need something different to play.
That's a cleanse your palate kind of thing.
That is a good switch up from
And
those
I needed something different from those two kind of games. And so I was like, okay, this is cool. I looked it up. Apparently it was only 15, 20 hours max if you did 100%. I was like, okay, I can knock this out in a couple of days. And I was like, this is great.
Did you play it on stream?
I played it all the way on stream. Yeah, all the time. And then once you beat the game, there's this secret mission you can do to get like the secret ending, which is also really cool. And then there's a how would I explain it? There's this tower you can go to where you have 60 levels where you have to like go from the bottom all the way to the top, and then you can like have a high score and a record. And it was like really cool. And you can have like you get all these really interesting characters that almost feel like they're pulled out of an anime, because all of their names are different spices or like different foods. Like one name is like
they got like 40 spices.
Kinda, yeah. Like one of their names is like cinnamon, and like there's a lot of like stuff like that in the game. And there's like the underlying anime theme of friendship wins all, you know.
Just like the Spice Girls.
Yeah, just like the Spice Girls. So that's been my game for the past 3 months, that I've just been, whenever anyone's like, I need something to play that's not Destiny or just something different, I'm like, Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush. So I just want to put that out there.
My problem with that game was aesthetically, I just didn't like it. Like
I can see that.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how like you can look at a painting and be like, I appreciate that. That takes a lot of skill, but I don't dig it.
I can see that. Yep.
That's how I felt like constantly about Hi-Fi Rush. I didn't like the main character. I found him extraordinarily annoying. I didn't like how they opened the story up with like no explanation. Like, what's wrong with this dude's chest? Like, why is he all this?
I didn't like that either. Yeah.
You know, like we're just gonna skip that part. And then
it sucks that it tells you all that stuff later on.
Oh, okay.
Which it shouldn't. That's shouldn't. Good. I agree with that. But it's one of those. It's a Destiny issue where you have to find all the little hidden lore tabs and all this stuff, and then it explains it. But like, it should have been in the beginning game. And I even said that myself when I played it again. I was like, I wish I had known this stuff at the beginning. and not 7 hours in.
And my problem was with the gameplay was not the keeping the beat. It was I found it too simplistic. I was just hitting the same button, the same combo
Yeah.
over and over and over again, and I was just getting more bored. And I didn't like the music, so it's like it's hard to get into a rhythm game if you're not digging on the music.
Yep.
You know, so
Now,
most
did
of
you
my
play
problem
it
with that
with
game
the
is
streamer
completely
mode or
aesthetic.
without the streamer mode?
I didn't play it in streamer mode. I was playing it by myself, so I just
Okay.
played it in the regular mode.
I never played it with the actual music, but apparently a lot of people liked the music. But I like the streamer mode version. But apparently all of the music is like real music. I didn't play it, but
yeah.
I guess you would say like real. Okay, so real
it's
music.
like recorded. Yeah,
it is a button masher though. So
yeah,
I think
and
that's why I wouldn't recommend.
I'm sure the
it,
combo
so.
gets more fun as you play and you unlock more combos and stuff. But at the beginning, it really felt like I was just hitting the same 2 buttons in the same order over and over again. It was just a matter of like I did like how like the world vibrated to the beat of the music. I thought that was a cool effect. But it was like jet grind radio made for like 3-year-olds with the it's like I'm not trying to insult anybody because just because I didn't like the aesthetic doesn't mean other people should, but it was just like I wanted to be.
No, I agree. Yeah,
I wanted to like it and I just didn't. What are you gonna do?
Because if I remember watching like a trailer and I was like, this feels like Jet Set Radio Future to me, and I love Jet Set Radio Future. It's one of my favorite games ever. It's like in my top 5 games. And that's what really made me to blind buy it outside of just watching the trailer. And I would 100% agree that it isn't Jet Set anywhere like close.
Yeah.
But I don't mind button mashers, but I can see button mashers being super repetitive. And that's just up to the player. Same for the music.
Yeah.
It's up to the player. Can't really. There's no reason to disagree with someone not liking the music or not liking
you can't
the button smash aesthetic. Like it's
unless we're playing like Marble Madness on the Genesis.
Okay,
it's like you just kind of go from like one room, all doors are closed, you got to beat all these robots that come in. Okay, the door opens, go to the next room, rinse and repeat. I am clearly wrong because people love this fucking game, and I would not be surprised to see it on like many Game of the Year lists. And the fact that it came out on Game Pass, like with no warning, like it just kind of like dropped.
Didn't it shadow drop?
It was like a Microsoft press event, right? And then just like boom, on Game Pass today.
So I have no issue with any of the issues you have with the game because a lot of it
how about that?
Yeah, I can't fight on that because that's why I wouldn't suggest it to anyone because all of those like reasons to not like it are 100% valid.
Yeah.
Also, like a lot of like the really good combat isn't later on.
Bending over, shooting guns at trains.
That too.
That's more Briar's kind of pace.
Some jiggle.
They do have DLC coming out soon this summer, so maybe they add it then.
All right.
Yeah.
The Shakira DLC pack.
The Shakira DLC. Yep. The Shake Pack. They're gonna call it the Shake Pack.
I like that.
Yeah. So that's what I was playing. I never got around to playing Wulong. I kind of got like sidetracked in Mass Effect. And then like I was supposed to play Wulong, and then I ended up replaying Mass Effect again, and that kind of like took over 3 weeks of my life because once you start Mass Effect, can't stop.
A lot of games came out at the same time as well, which does
that was a tough time. It's a tough year, I think, so far.
It's gonna be a banger year, right? Like this year, just like nonstop hits coming out all year. It's gonna be great. And I have a copy of Wolong. I don't know if I'll ever play it at this point because it's just like so many games.
Time. What are you doing right now?
I'm playing Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 6 is really good. I played it at TwitchCon and I didn't really like 5. I loved 4.
Yeah.
But I know I can't play it because I'm not good at those games. Yeah, but I enjoy playing it. I enjoy playing Street Fighter a lot.
I was good enough to whoop my trainer's ass at the arcade, though. I mean, it was embarrassing. I hope he's listening.
Wolong's great though. It's a lot more simple than Neo 2 or Neo 1. But yeah, it's really good. Combat feels great. Good time. Just it's a
How many
good game.
hours is it?
Pretty short.
Yeah.
Let me see. Long playtime.
Is it
Yeah.
short like 20, 30 or
27 hours.
it's not bad.
Yeah. I really want to play it.
And
Aesthetically, I love it.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a really good time. That's if you're just focusing on the main objectives, which you don't need to do all the side stuff.
No.
You don't want to.
What do you get for doing side
yeah,
stuff? Is it like better gear or is it
there's some
story?
gear, there's some upgrade materials, there's some really cool stuff, like you get to fight historical characters. In Neo 2, you got to fight characters from Ninja Gaiden, which is really fun.
Oh.
So yeah, there is some hidden kind of cool stuff in the side stuff.
They should make another Ninja Gaiden.
Wonder if they will. Team Ninja's popping off. They have Rise of Ronin coming out next year.
I still got to play Strangers to Paradise.
Yeah, and all the DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
3
not enough
DLCs.
time. Plus Final Fantasy 15 is coming out this year. It's 15 or 16?
16.
16.
They showed off all the environments recently.
I saw that
And
video.
my
that game
God.
looks fucking cool.
I'm
It's
excited for Final
really
Fantasy.
pretty.
Is this the coolest looking Final Fantasy ever?
It's up there. It's
It is up
definitely
there.
very good looking. I like the kind of darker themes of the combat and stuff.
It doesn't have that like Japanese whimsy that you kind of associate with Final Fantasy, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, some.
Yeah.
Like if I were to look at it like blindly, I could still tell that was a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Some of those environments almost remind me like a Dark Souls.
Yeah. Like a Dark Souls merged Final Fantasy type of thing. Or at least Dark Souls inspired.
Hey, the Strangers of Paradise is right there, Brian.
Right? It is right there. It's like literally like right there. I bought it for $15.
That's
I
a
haven't played it.
steal.
Right? Brand new
That is
copy
so
from
fun.
GameSpot. GameSpot. Still open.
They're still open. Good place to get
Wow.
PS5s when you were struggling to get PS5s.
Right?
This coming week, I'm actually real sad because I'm getting my wisdom tooth taken out. And
Just
there's
one?
like 2.
2.
Oh.
Doing 2. They like to do it in pairs just because if you get out one, then the other one can like make it start growing in more.
Oh, it's like, oh, I got all this elbow room now. I'm coming
Yeah,
out.
exactly. It's like, look at all this space. They try to find their partner. They start growing to find their partner.
Oh,
So
okay.
I didn't want to do both sides because the other teeth, they've been fine. They haven't acted up at all. They shouldn't have to pay for the other side's crimes.
Yes.
Okay. So plus I can then chew on like one side of my mouth and not have to worry about getting stuff
Yeah.
in holes and dying.
Yeah.
So I'm
Let me
getting
get
that
a
on
gift certificate to
Wednesday.
Shake Shack.
Oh yes. That would be good. That would be good. But a bunch of games that I'm looking forward to are coming out this week.
Okay.
One is called Ravenbound. This comes out on March 30th. And this is an open world roguelike,
Oh.
which
Oh.
is very interesting
That
to
sounds
me.
time consuming.
It could be very time consuming. But yeah, I've been following this game for a little bit. They finally announced a release date. It was of course March because people love March. And I will play it at some point. I'm kind of sad I can't play it right away though. There's no way I'll be able to play games like a day after my teeth are ripped out.
Wait, is this a deck building game?
No. It's called Ravenbound.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a deck building game.
No. It's a action roguelike.
March 30th, yeah.
Yeah. But the cool thing as well is the story and the world is inspired by Scandinavian folklore. So I'm always down when games do different kind of folklore because we have like the usuals that people do. And I ended up really liking, which I'm not going to be able to remember the name of this game anymore, but it was a first person game where you explored this world that had, again, folklore from a different place that you don't tend to see a lot. So I'm looking forward to that. That looks like it could be real fun. I hope it's good. I hope it does well. And then there's another one coming out that I played the demo for called Curse of the Sea Rats. I think I talked about it on SideQuest when I played it. And this is a hand animated adventure. And this was just really beautiful. And when I was playing it, it was fun and actually pretty challenging. And I believe you can play this co-op as well.
Oh
And this
my
is
God,
more
I
of like
love
a
this.
Metroidvania. Yeah, it's coming out on April 6th. So not
That
this
sounds
week,
cool.
but coming soon. And you
Oh,
have
the
different
rats are so
characters.
cute.
The character design is really good. Really, really, really good. And
Yeah, it's like pirates and rats and Secret of Nim and Ratatouille, all that stuff.
yeah, it's really pretty. And there's local co-op, which thing you don't see anymore.
Oh,
Not very often.
when's this one come
Yeah.
out?
April 6th.
Oh, it's so far away.
It's not that far away, Briar. It's next week. So I might actually be able to play that one. I might be okay by then, maybe, potentially. But yeah, there's a bunch of cool indie games coming out. There's another one called Hunt of the Night. Sorry, Hunt the Night, not Hunt of the Night. Hunt the Night, which is a dark fantasy action RPG that I just want to give a go because it looks pretty cool. But yeah, these are all indie games that are coming out. April's actually kind of stacked because then there's another game that I've been keeping an eye on for a long time called After Image.
Okay.
That comes out April 25th. And this game looks beautiful, which is why I put it on my wish list initially because I saw the animations and the environments and just the art in general. Really, really, really pretty. So hopefully that is a fun world to be in. And this is a side scroller. It says Metroidvania exploration game.
Okay.
Yeah, the world
This looks good.
It's super pretty.
Oh man, this is really pretty.
Really pretty.
Damn.
3 days before Star Wars, easy.
Yeah,
It is an indie game, so you might
bang it
it
out.
might be shorter. You might actually be able to fit it in.
This looks like the characters are too small to play on Steam Deck, though, doesn't it? Like you need to play this on a bigger screen.
Potentially, yeah.
Still,
It's definitely giving you a big look at the
though.
environment.
I'm watching a PlayStation video, so it must be coming on PlayStation too, which is great.
Love that.
Yeah, hopefully
It's pretty hard for indie games to get on consoles.
This
Whenever they
reminds me of
can,
Hollow
I
Knight.
appreciate it.
I don't think it's. Because some of the combat looks like how you combat in Hollow Knight. But this
It
looks
will probably
really
be a
good.
similar experience. Although, so I said it might be short, but it says estimated 25 to 30 hours of gameplay.
That makes sense for a Metroidvania, right?
It does, yeah. You got a lot
Usually
of
exploring.
going back and going to a different area. And yeah, lots of exploring. Lots of exploring.
Is Hollow Knight Silk Song coming out this year or next year?
I
Who
wish.
freaking knows, man?
Oh, we don't
Who
know yet?
I don't think
knows?
they know.
I thought they said.
No.
I'm just dreaming. I wasn't dreaming that.
No, you know
My
what it was?
fear is that they shadow drop it. Like,
Oh my god, they might. What if they do? I need to prepare to play that game.
That's
I need
my
to like
fear.
set time aside. Plan
Like, I
my
don't think
games
they
around.
will, but what if they like? I don't know if we have any like expos or conferences coming up, but like my fear is that they just announce it like, oh, by the way, tomorrow.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Like, okay.
Well, it's perfect. You're going to you're gonna be on a plane. You can play it while you're on the plane.
The only thing we know about the release of Silksong is that it was at that Xbox conference where they're like, everything we're showing is coming out within a year.
That's right.
But it
Within a
Yeah.
year.
but it
That was
didn't
like-
get a release date.
Yeah, but they said like everybody was saying, oh, well, that means it's coming out in 2023, but they didn't say it's coming out this
They
year.
didn't.
They said it's
They said
coming out
within a
within a
year.
year. And let's be
Uh-huh.
honest, things get delayed all the
Things get
time.
Delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't guarantee. There's no way they can guarantee that all of that's coming out.
Yeah. But damn, everybody's looking forward to that game. Talk about a game
Yeah.
that came out with a whimper and just absolutely like spread like fire. That game, like nobody talked about that game when it came out, and it just now everybody's played it because it's just got the word of mouth on that game was so strong.
Yeah.
I played it when it first came out, and I must say I didn't finish it. I'm one of those people because at first
it's really hard.
Well, the problem was I remember playing it the day it came out for about 6 hours, and I remember getting stuck and not knowing where to go.
Oh yeah.
And I remember exploring the entire map at that point, and I was like, I literally don't know where to go. Everything is locked. And then I came back and played like 4 years later, and I just did a new playthrough. And I don't know what happened, but I never had that same issue. And I like beat the whole thing in like a weekend. And I was like, well, I don't know what happened when I played it when it first came out. The other problem I remember having was I remember getting so frustrated, and I went to just look up and see if anyone else had, like, I went and started looking up guides. And because it had only been out like a day or two, there were no guides out.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I can't even find help to like get past this part.
That's the hard thing with indie games, man. Unless they take off like wildfire right away, you're probably gonna get stuck, especially if it's a Metroidvania. And there's not gonna be any help. There's nothing.
Yep. I remember the only guy that was out there was 2 chapters behind me.
Oh,
so
really?
okay, well, there's no way.
Man.
There's no way. And it said at the bottom, we're updating this, please be patient. And I checked for 3 days straight, and I was like, well, I can't.
Hurry up, man.
I just
Come
can't
on.
do anything.
What
I
year
would boot up
did
the
that
game
come
and I
out?
tried. 2017, Hollow Knight, I think.
No, it had to be earlier than that.
It's been a while.
Yeah, like 2017.
That game came out before the Switch was out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, I remember that game being awfully hard. I put it down a couple of times because I got frustrated. Either I got lost, like you were saying, I just couldn't find where to go, or I just like ran into a boss where I was just like, fuck this guy. I don't like this guy. I don't like anything about him. I don't like his parents. I don't like his kids. I don't like his friends.
I couldn't beat that Pantheon thing. It was just way too difficult for me. I know my limits in those kind of games.
Yeah.
I'm okay with just beating it normally, so I hope they do announce Silk Song with a date, even if it is a shadow drop. I just want it.
Yeah.
I do, like, I can appreciate shadow drops if there's literally nothing happening. Like, if Destiny is in a low point, there's no other games coming out, and you shadow drop it, I'm like, cool, guys, let's switch to that and go play it. But for the vast majority of the time, I really want to be able to plan when I'm going to play the game.
Yes.
I don't want to be in the middle of a playthrough of another game and then go, oh, well.
Would you guys feel this way if you weren't streaming?
I would.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, because I don't like putting games down and then coming back to them.
I don't
have no
either.
idea.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I
don't
to
like
finish
doing that either,
games.
I like to finish
and then move on. Yeah,
But also,
I like the whole experience.
I don't feel the only time I feel the need to play a game immediately upon release is when we really want to talk about it on this show, right? It's like, or like if we're all playing, like when we were all playing Final Fantasy Remake, like I really wanted to play through that game as fast as possible so we could have that conversation like on the show. But mostly, I'm just like, I'll get to it. Like one day I'll walk into Best Buy, it'll be on sale, and I'll pick it up then.
Does it depend on if you care about spoilers?
Yeah, like Jedi Survivor, I'm buying day one.
Because some games I'm like, I don't want to get spoiled. I don't want to get spoiled. You know how the internet is, and then it depends on the game. Because sometimes I'll go at a slower pace if I don't mind.
Yeah.
Or if I'm just so excited that I don't want to get spoiled at all, and I just want to experience it myself.
Yeah. I don't spend as much time on Twitter as I used to, so I don't worry about spoilers too much either.
That helps.
Yeah.
That definitely
helps a lot. Yeah. But nothing's worse than, I've had this happen before. Nothing's worse than Googling something just to help you. And then someone's got a YouTube video saying X, Y, and Z has died.
Dude, I was just talking about this on last week's DCP. I hate that when YouTubers put in the thumbnail a spoiler. in the thumbnail, you motherfucker.
And I'm like, I haven't even fought this person yet. I don't even know who this is.
I know we're gonna
Google
fight though. If I ever
search
see
will
him.
spoil things for me. I'll type a character's name, and it will be like death date. How did they die? And I'm just like, okay, well, great. Well, okay.
Thanks for that.
Don't Google any characters.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yep. I've done that with anime as well, where like
Yep.
I'm like, I've heard this voice before. And then the same thing, like you said, I start typing in the character's name, and then it just says death. I'm
Yep.
like,
Yep.
That's so disappointing.
It's very sad. I tried to just go, okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna forget about it maybe by the time
You
it
would think
comes out.
the years of drug use I've done would make me have a shorter memory about these things, but just has not worked out well for that in that regard.
yeah.
Should we wrap this one up?
Yeah,
All right.
let's do it. That was a fun show.
Yeah.
Good
That
time.
was really good.
Thank you, Mr. Epic, for joining us.
No problem.
It's like, I'm not coming back. Never.
I remember you, motherfucker. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitch. You can also find me on Twitter and YouTube and TikTok and pretty much anywhere. Just EpicDan.
Nice.
Maybe after today though, Mr. Dan. But for now, EpicDan.
Mr. Epic.
Yeah, Mr. Epic. Yep.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week. We got a fun episode of DCP coming up this week, too. I think Paul Tassie's going to be on.
Paul Tassie's gonna be there. I will be there if I can open my mouth to mutter words, which that's up for debate.
Yeah.
Mylan's not gonna be there because he's going to a wedding. Disgusting, terrible. How dare you.
I would, Was, if I were you, I'd just plan on not being there. So that way you're not
I'm planning on not being there. That's
Yeah.
why I asked like Paul Tassie to be there. It's just like if I can come, I'll show up.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be True Vanguard, Briar, and Paul Tassie.
Yeah. We're going to be off the rails on that one. That's going to be a good
It
show.
sounds like it's gonna be off the rails. Yeah, it sounds off the rails.
We're going to break the new guy in. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Thank you all for hanging out. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.